BAI Same Optional English. Understanding. Unit 1 History of English Literature. 1. The Renaissance. A. Introduction. The Renaissance means rebirth, reawakening, or revival of learning. It marks the transition from the medieval to the modern world. The Renaissance began in Italy around the mid 14th century, slowly moving outward over all Europe and reaching England around the 16th century. The Renaissance had its most important effect on painting, sculpture, architecture, and literature, though it derived inspiration from the sciences, medicines, philosophy, and geography. We can distinguish three phases of literature of English Renaissance. They are I. The beginning of Renaissance, 1516–1558, 2. The flowering of Renaissance, 1558–1603. This period is also known as Elizabethan period. E. The decline of Renaissance, 1603–1625. This age is also called as Jacobean age. B. Beginning of Renaissance, 1516–1558. Humanism was the keynote during the beginning of Renaissance. Humanism emphasizes in the dignity of the human beings and the importance of present life. It posits the ability to perfect human being and to perform wonders. The invention of printing press during this time is termed as milestone. Major authors during this period are Thomas More, Desiderius Erasmus, William Tyndale, Thomas Wyatt, and Sir Thomas Malory. C. Flowering of Renaissance, 1603–1625. We find true Renaissance spirit in this period. New literary forms like poetry, prose, plays found their master hands. University wits and Shakespeare masterpieces are created in this period. Following are the literary giants we have in this flowering phase of Renaissance. Dramatists, Shakespeare, Marlowe, Webster, and Johnson. Poets, Sidney, Spenser, Donne, and Milton. Prose writers, Bacon, Nashe, Raleigh, Brown, and Hooker. Renaissance.pdf. Accessibility volume controls shown. D. Features of Renaissance. Page 2 of 3. D. Features of Renaissance. 1. Quest for KNOWLED. Reading ancient Greek and Latin texts, scholars of this period began to think extensively about human nature. In fact, the definition and features of what it means to be human emerges during this period. What we now know as humanities, arts, language originated in the Renaissance quest for more knowledge about the human mind and body. Thinkers developed theories in philosophy, psychology, and medicine in order to define the human. It also included a great love for the artist, and the arts, music, painting, and literature were seen as the highest expression of culture and civilization. This search for knowledge was aided by the invention of printing. Books became cheaper and more people began to read. 2. The RSIE of civility. Civility, courtesy, and manners were key words in Renaissance culture. All over Europe, people were writing courtesy books, which told people how to behave. Etiquette. Civility was supposed to be the mark of cultured man, who begins to be called gentleman. The gentleman was brave, interested in the arts, always courteous and graceful, knew Latin, and was a brilliant conversationalist. Castiglion's Courtier, 1528, was a popular book of instructions for such gentlemen. It was translated into English in 1561 from the original. In England, this gentleman was always a man who owned a land and was therefore inevitably from the aristocracy. 3. The new religion. In Europe, Martin Luther, 1483–1546, and later John Calvin, 1509–64, led a reformation of Christianity. The individual's experience of faith in God became more important than the church's rituals or priest's role. However, even this highly individualistic, it gave more importance to the individual rather than to any institution. System of faith developed into an institution by the 16th century. 4. The New World. Christopher Columbus's discovery of America marked an important change in European life. More commercial transactions across the sea began. Travelers sent back reports of the new sights they saw and the new people they met. Accessibility volume Europe's idea of the world changed. Page 3 of 3. Europe's idea of the world changed drastically because it came in contact with other cultures and the new way of thinking. 5. The new science. In 1543, Copernicus argued that the sun is at the center of the universe, as opposed to the Ptolemaic theory, which argued that the earth is at the center of the universe, a theory endorsed by the church. This meant that the earth was not the most important unit of the universe. Discoveries of the planet heavenly bodies by Kepler and Galileo changed Europeans' vision of creation.
Astronomical images fill John Donne's poetry, for instance.
Francis Bacon encouraged experiments in science. René Descartes explored the forms and processes of human thinking. The discovery of circulation of blood and more detailed dissections on human body revealed new truths about human anatomy. The Renaissance slowly rejected religious and superstitious beliefs in favor of actual scientific experiments and logical, rational thinking. The origin of 17th and 18th century Enlightenment can be traced back this. A. Conclusion. The revival stirred men as the voyages of Da Gama and Columbus stirred the manners of the Mediterranean. First came science and inventions, making their slowly way against the prejudice of the authorities and opening man's eyes to the unexplored realms of nature. Then came the flood of Greek literature, which the new art of painting carried swiftly to every school in Europe, revealing a new world of poetry and philosophy. Scholars flocked to the universities as adventures to the new world of America, and there the old authority received a death blow. Truth only was authority, to search for truth everywhere, as men sought for new lands. That was the new spirit awoke in Europe with the revival of new learning Renaissance. Questions. 1. Write a brief note on the Renaissance and its features. 10m. 2. Estimate the impact of Renaissance of English literature. 10m. 3. What is Renaissance and what are its important features? 10m. Accessibility volume. 6. Stop recording.